welcome to another video. So today I'm going to talk about what everybody should know about service dogs. Therapy dogs and emotional support animals. I'm visually impaired and I will be getting a guide dog soon, and I'm just going to explain to you guys my knowledge. For those of you that are new or uneducated on this, and for those of you that are educated, I know you want to hear what I have to say about my knowledge on this too. What's important to know, so I've seen a lot, there's a lot of like misconceptions and stereotypes around service dogs, and there's some controversial things that go into it, some ideas that I do have opinions on, I definitely hold, that I feel like even though it's controversial, it's easy for me to address because I really want people to understand that that it's a really important dialogue and concept to have, because a lot of people don't understand or don't know what to do around a service dog because they're not educated on it. And even though like I am passionate about this, I also think it's very important for also you to educate yourself if you're new to this or if you want to know more. Even if you may not be educated on it, it's still a very good thing to know, because there's also federal and state laws around the United States of America around service dogs and what businesses are required to do, but a lot of people don't know. So let's get started. So the first thing is no discrimination. Discrimination is not, it doesn't help anything. Like, we don't bring our service dogs for fun at all. We bring them for our safety and our own independence. So under the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, of 1990, it's to protect those people with disabilities against discrimination of any kind, job discrimination, or just anything in general. So service dogs under that are considered medical equipment. They treat it the same as a wheelchair. Service dogs are dogs that are to provide a task to mitigate a disability. Just like working, like us humans work, like we have to perform a certain task or number of tasks to do our job. The same with service dogs, and it's important to recognize that and acknowledge it, even if you may not like dogs, or if you may... You can't tell someone is disabled just by looking at them, and you cannot always tell who needs a service dog. So it's important to try to educate yourself and be empathetic and understanding, and don't make wrong assumptions either. Also, we legally do not have to disclose our disability. Don't really want to be educated on it. I highly encourage you to at least have empathy and compassion as much as your heart can give, because it's something that it's required for us and that we need. It's not a want. Like, it needs to be service dogs in that moment when they're like in work mode, however it is, then they're working. They shouldn't be treated as a dog anymore. You can't pet them, you can't talk to them, you can't look at them, you can't do any of it. It's important to ask. I feel like that's the best and polite way to go about this. Don't just walk up and just walk by and like pet the dog, or like don't ask the owner's permission, because, and it goes with any dog, like it's not only just rude against from the handler with a service dog, but it's distracting them, even though it may not seem that significant to you. It could be a distraction. It could potentially be dangerous. And somebody may be thinking, well, I'm being dramatic or anything. Well, it's true though. I highly encourage you to, with you not distracting our service dog, like you being respectful of that is a very polite thing to do. Another thing is that even if you're allergic or have a fear of dogs, the Americans with Disabilities Act states that people who are allergic or have a fear of dogs is not a valid reason to deny access or discriminate against. We understand that it's scary for you, but we need our dogs, and it even says under the law. I'll link the Americans with Disabilities Act down below, and the frequently asked questions about those laws and just stuff around us, so you can educate yourself. You can't segregate us from the general public, like in a separate room for us alone with my dog or with our dog. Like, I'm saying my dog because I'm getting a guide dog very soon here. Just on a waiting list for training with guiding eyes for the blind, for those of you that are new. There needs to be some form of accommodations made. And I know you also have to pick and choose your battles too. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm not gonna like just even though like it's considered medical equipment under the law, it doesn't mean that I always am gonna always want to bring my guide dog, because I have my white cane. That's part of the reason how I'm able to get a guide dog. You have to have good cane skills and orientation and mobility, or O&M skills. Now I'm always gonna bring my cane on me. It's just gonna be strapped to my pants here. I'm wearing jeans, just with on this pocket right here, so I can feel my pocket. If those of you will, well, can you see that? Well, like, I know where I can see that I'm in frame and I'm facing it the right way, but and I can feel where my pocket is. I just can't really tell where it is from here. I know where my hands are on the screen right now, so I know I'm facing it the right way. What else? It's also important for you to have patience and understanding, because some of us have service dogs, like psychiatric service dogs for mental health disabilities, not emotional support animals. I'm going to say that, because emotional support animals are not service dogs they're not service dogs because they don't do a task to mitigate a disability. They be in the dog's presence. The dog will be in a person's presence for only comfort. They don't do a task. Different access rights. I don't know what they are. I just know what service dog access rights are. They go through obedience, disobedience training to be a therapy dog. That's really all they have to be trained for. Unlike a service dog, they have to be do an intense task. You have to be disabled to get a service dog. It's not something that's not easy. Also a huge responsibility. Oh yeah, and another thing, this is going for any business. And I've seen a lot of like stuff on YouTube where like I've seen like people got denied access from like I've seen pretty rude people have talking rude to people with service dogs. Like I've seen increased discrimination against service dog handlers because the amount of people that are misusing the system of emotional support animals, breaking the law, and it's illegal to bring a pet into a non-pet friendly place. Especially even if it's a service dog. Like let's say if the service dog misses a medical alert or misses to do their work to help their handler be safe, then the person and the dog is liable, including the place, that because they didn't do anything and to stop to not let that person in. If you hear someone say, "Oh, this is my ESA or emotional support animal," or if they say, "Here's my registration papers or certification for my ESA," it's not a service dog. But if it's a service dog, please let them in. But if it's like a therapy dog and they're there, let's say if it's like there's like a volunteer program at a place and they do dog therapy, they don't have the same legal rights as service dogs, and they are not considered service dogs under the Americans with Disabilities Act. They have to be licensed by a nonprofit organization, and they are for therapeutic purposes only, and in therapeutic settings. They also don't have a statewide regulation or uniform nationally to represent a therapy dog. I'm just saying, like, it's good to let them in, as long as they have good obedience, disobedience training. Requirements for therapy dogs are they have to be comfortable around new environments, noises, be comfortable around different types of people. They also have to love people too. I've done dog therapy before. I've met some therapy dogs that I've hung out with. Like, be respectful and kind. And no, like, we're not acting entitled or anything. We're just trying to politely educate people. That's our job. We want to educate you, and it's important for you to be understanding, as I've said before, because we just want people to understand that it's not like all roses and like fun and games and everything to bring a dog. Like, I understand if you're a dog person, or if you see me with my future guide dog, and like I'm walking around in public, and at first glance it looks really cool. I get it. But like, to me, like, it's not viewed that way. Like, I view it, I'm gonna bring my service dog because of a need I have, because my low vision. Yeah, that's some of my advice to businesses and people to be educated on service dogs. It's a really important and good concept to have. I really think this should be taught in schools to students. Any of you local businesses that are working out there, maybe want to be educated on this stuff and you may not know how, look up the Americans with Disabilities Act, and I'll also link it below for those of you maybe people from business that are watching and don't know anything about service dogs. Like, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd be really happy to answer them for you. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Hope anybody found this helpful. Thank you all so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and that'll be it. See you guys in the next video. Bye.